has like something blocking his ears or something.
Because we were sitting in the living room.
No, we were
before
actually
we
in the
left.
hallway.
Yes.
Like right beside the closet thing.
I just can't even. I can't even fathom how you do that. Like every single time, you just blink away. Just like piff, gone.
Yes, I have a built-in blink dagger. That's how I roll.
All right, so Empire vs. RoX.KIS. I'd say this is probably the closest match of the day
Yes.
in terms of just who's going to win.
Yes.
I'm favoring Empire here, personally.
Well, I mean,
Well, both,
Okay.
both statements.
I just thought I'd get that out there first.
Did you run the numbers to actually back that up?
Yeah, 100%.
100%? Okay, damn. Actually, with the RoX.KIS win yesterday over Alliance, and then it's just a win now, I think, like...
They're confident?
Well, also it's because I think RoX.KIS is one of the few teams that beat Empire recently, and when I say recently, it's like in the last 2 months. And also, these two teams are in the same region.
Yes, they play each other a
They
lot.
play each other a lot, so that's probably the team that has the best chance to beat them. It's the team that you scrim against a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with that, Andy.
it's hard because when you get accustomed to somebody's style, sure, that it might be a little bit more predictable, but that goes both ways.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not just one team knows you better, it's you both know each other very well. So I think it's just going to be hard for either team to pull anything on each other, just for the sole reason, like you said, they practice all the time. So,
Oh, we assume they do. Right?
well, when you're from the same region, it's usually more common for you to practice against each other because you have the same hours. I mean, they could be like us and like randomly sleep until like 5 p.m. You know, it could be. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, reasonably so. It should just be that these teams have more practice against each other than other regions.
Banning Ember again.
Yep. I don't get it. I actually don't think banning that hero is justified
Really?
because every single time I've seen it, he's just lost in the lane, and then he is totally a non-factor.
We haven't seen him go safe lane though.
See, here's the problem that I have with Ember. If you get ahead with the hero, and you do like the, I don't know who did it first, but people refer to it as like the Sing Sing 440 build, where you just go for max Sleight of Fist and max bolas, and you just use it to initiate.
Yep.
That's fine. You don't need farm for that. But farm still benefits that build more than the other build where you just go for max Flame Guard, right? But if you get behind in the early game, and then you try to fight with Flame Guard and low Sleight of Fist, you just die. Like, you don't have any HP, your stat gain's horrendous. The only thing that you can do is mitigate magic damage. So, outside of that, if you try to like stretch the game out into later phases, you're a non-factor until you get like 2 more items, like minimum. So I feel like he has just a lot of weaknesses that you can exploit. I don't know. I don't like him that much.
Stuff is under like right clicks, like if you have Invoker or...
Yeah, exactly.
He just doesn't...
That's why he's such a terrible laner.
The one thing, I played Magnus against Ember Spirit like about a week or 2 ago, and every fucking time I tried to ORP him, he'd just do the Sleight of Fist and he'd just be like, what up? It was probably the most annoyed I've ever been at that game.
That's more a user error, I think, than Sleight of
No.
Fisting.
Damn, what a call.
Like, how do you reliably Sleight of Fist an RP?
You click it when you think of...
How is it that after the first time you did it, you didn't just cancel cast your RP and catch him every time?
What am I, a wizard? You know, my Z...
You just hit R and then S!
Z is actually my stuff.
Okay, well, then maybe that's why you
That's a
can't
bad key,
cancel
man. That's a bad key to have your O on.
What's the difference between S and Z? They're like right beside each other.
Because when I have my hand, like my control groups are F keys, right? So my career is F2, my hero is F1. I don't want to have to put a finger on Z because that's like the most...
Pinky is your weakest finger.
Yeah, you don't...
I think
S is my middle finger, so it's like
I
the
hold it like
easiest.
this.
Then you're gonna have arthritis.
No wonder you're so ass.
Apparently.
I don't know. Anyway, so RoX.KIS, they picked up Dazzle. Empire first picked Lycan, so we were talking about the priority of that hero being quite high.
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Wait, if you want to be a wizard, you could get the DreamLeague ticket.
I have. I was
compendium.
actually the only one out of all of us that bought the ticket.
I bought the ticket too.
Yeah, but you had to meet your stretch goal.
Yeah, that's why I bought it. But don't tell people that. I had to make sure I came.
I bought my ticket too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I would buy a ticket, but Steam doesn't let me spend money because I'm out of the US.
Yeah, I bought it.
It gets real mad when I try to buy stuff.
You know what? I should have put like $100 in my Steam before I came to
Yeah,
the States.
I should have done that as well.
Well, you can buy the cards in the shop. Do you know the top-up cards?
Yeah, but nobody really does that.
I
Because then
do
you
it.
look like a drug addict or something.
Uh-oh.
You're just buying like bulk meth over the internet or something.
What kind of websites do you be going on?
Listen, man.
Bulkmet.com.
I'm probably...
Man's got to move his product, all right? God. There's not many venues for that kind of thing here.
Or it could be Andy and trying to buy stuff, and that doesn't work.
There you
Like,
go.
they won't take your money.
They really won't.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Like,
lot.
I actually had a whole week period where I was trying to order a laptop, and I just
Did you
could
give
not
up?
do it. No, I actually got it, finally.
Oh, congratulations.
I had to send, like, my shoe size in, a picture of my photo ID. It was unbelievable. My family tree from Ancestry.com, I had to get him that, too.
Fuck that website.
Unfucking believable.
Do they really have Ancestry.com?
Yeah, it's a thing. And
It, like, goes back and it tells you who your ancestors
it's
are.
a lot
and,
of
like,
shit, though. Because it charges so much money, and basically, it's just...
I reckon what's their Chinese user base like?
I don't know.
I know.
I don't work for Ancestry.com.
You should
5 seconds.
find that out for
We
me.
found your calling.
Because I wanna know who I'm related to.
Okay, I'll
Probably,
actually...
like every other Chinese person.
I'll get on that right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just find Ancestry.com much more interesting than AA because we see in AA a lot.
Ice cream, man.
Well, the thing is, you can only theorize so much in the first couple of picks. That's why typically when I see like the third and fourth pick come out, it's like, okay, let's talk about what they could possibly do for the lanes. But a lot of teams just pick in an ambiguous way. So you're like, okay, there's about 100,000 different things you can do with a Dazzle and a Nature's Prophet.
Yeah.
Right? Sure, Team Empire probably have, I would say, less options, but they still have a lot of them. So it's just, depending on what you ban, maybe you could say, okay, we're going to get rid of Slark and Slardar because those are heroes that can actually mess with the Lycan pretty heavily, gets rid of a Blink Initiator, allows the Lycan to rat more. You know, it's a good ban, but who wants to hear about that?
No, nobody does.
Yeah.
I do.
10 seconds remaining.
You're supposed to know everything about the game.
Am I?
People are like, you're Ice Frog.
Didn't you write this game?
5
Oh, yeah.
seconds
Like in
remaining.
your spare time?
I did, actually, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
I was really drunk. I was like, I'm kind of bored. Let's make a game. Dota 2.
One game, Dota, and it was like really fun. But the thing, it was on Warcraft 3. So it was like, Warcraft 3 is an old game. Like, for its time, the engine was fine.
Yeah.
But it's like over a decade old. So it's not like fine wine.
Did
Unfortunately.
Did you notice how? Have you ever played Dota 1?
Yeah.
Like the graphics. When Dota 2 came out, I thought the graphics like looked bad because I wasn't used to it.
I'm the same as you.
And then, like a couple days ago, went back to Dota 1. It's like, what the fuck did I play on used to?
What the fuck is the size of Shadow Fiend, Tidehunter, and Tiny? They like take up the
They're
whole
massive.
screen.
Yeah.
Like, the
Like when
whole
you
screen.
BKB, you are a third of the screen or
Yeah.
more. Like,
Easy.
it's unbelievable.
And Enigma as well was just huge. And
It's
then
the same thing when you go back and you play like emulators or something,
10
like you play a
seconds,
PlayStation
10
game, like Final
seconds
Fantasy VII,
remaining.
and you're like, good God, this game actually looked terrible.
5
Yeah, it
seconds remaining.
At the time,
I
like, you're
got-
just like,
I kind of have a rule like that where I don't actually play games that I enjoyed when I was a
keep
kid.
the nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly. Because every time I've done it, it's completely fucked the game for me. Because I thought, like, I went back, played it for 5 minutes, was like, this is terrible. Whole dreams ruined.
You know what doesn't apply to?
Dota.
Twitch plays Pokemon, man. That shit was legit.
Anarchy.
Yeah, man. Anarchy's the way to do
Radiant
it.
team pick.
Although it wasn't really that enjoyable watching a character turn in circles for like 3.5 hours. Like, it didn't even move. He was just circle, circle, circle,
Yeah.
circle. It was pretty crazy.
Lich. To
Yeah.
counter the ice cream.
It's lane control. I mean, that's kind of what RoX.KIS pick is for right now. And just having Nature's Prophet in your team makes it so anytime you have a lane, you can just gank. It's pretty standard Nature's Prophet affair. I mean, Sidoi did it a lot
10
in
seconds
the last game.
remaining.
I mean, I feel like if you're looking for a lane controller, maybe
5
there's other
seconds
support heroes that could do better because I'm looking at his ultimate Chain Frost. I don't think it'll do too much. Now it's going to get stolen.
Dire team
The right-click damage from Howl plus a Chilling Touch. Sure, you have Frost Armor to mitigate some of that, but correct me if I'm wrong, Chilling Touch is magical damage on that separate instance, so you don't
Yep.
even reduce that proportion. And Lich is just food for Lycan later on in the mid to
What
late
do you
game.
think about Weaver for Team Empire here? I was thinking they might pick Weaver because
That's a super greedy pick. Because the thing is, you already have one hero who's kind of a lane
10
liability,
seconds.
and your two
10
supports are pretty much
seconds
dedicated to trying to get him farmed. So I think they go with an offlaner who could potentially get something
No,
for
I think
himself.
he goes mid.
Like in mid?
Weaver mid.
Oh, Weaver mid.
I think he could hold his...
Well, we don't know what RoX.KIS are sending mid yet,
Okay, yeah, I mean...
so it's kind of hard. I mean, I don't think Weaver actually loses to that much, to be honest.
Yeah, does Weaver to lose to anything? Like,
Axe.
No.
maybe. I think Puck will do fine against... no. Kunga, maybe?
Yeah, Kunga's
In
okay.
any case, I don't think Weaver will go mid, so
Oh,
let's
there's some
scratch
combined
that.
win rate here. what do you have, 60% win rate with these 3 heroes.
Didn't you know that off the top of your head?
Oh, I did, yeah. I was just making sure the stats were correct.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's got to double check his work.
Yeah.
He's got that programmer
Reserve
logic.
time.
It's like any time he has a task at hand, he's like so into it that he'll kick over stage lights and step on wet paint. You know, it's just a thing that he does.
My footprint's actually on the ground over there.
On the first day of the last Dream League, or the kickoff season, he actually kicked over the same light 5 times.
What?
Like in the same day. And he would walk and just go, kick, oops, kick, oops.
What was wrong with the light?
Unbelievable. Nothing. It's just the light was right behind us. So like Ted and I were sitting basically like where Lumi is, Ted was, and then I was in the same spot.
The light killed my parents.
And then he would walk by and kick it
Dire
and knock it
team
over.
ban.
It was actually crazy. So Empire, they're going with the clockwork. And this is initiation. I don't necessarily know how much I like it with a Lycan. You're going to have to be pretty on point with breaking your cogs to make sure that your Lycan can get some damage uptime. But just in terms of being able to
10
disjoint
seconds
the kind of initiation that having a Stampede gives you,
Yes.
which can be very dangerous,
Radiant
I like it.
team
So I think it's more of a defensive posture pick than it is actually trying to go for picks. But it's still nice to have against heroes like Prophet.
Yeah, I actually absolutely agree with the cogs mostly as a defensive measure. And like you said, yeah, picking off the Dazzle, the Nature's Prophet. The big problem is that this team doesn't really have too much burst damage per se, so if they're getting somebody low enough, I think the Grave might come out before they could just finish him. So that's one concern I have for Team Empire's draft. But as of late, Team Empire, when they're winning games, it's not just because they're outplaying people. They always have a very solid draft. I don't think, if you look back the last 10, 15 games, you can say, oh, Empire got outdrafted here. So I imagine whatever their last pick is going to round out their weaknesses, which so far
10
seems to be...
seconds remaining.
They have a decent amount already, I guess.
5
Not
seconds.
really.
5 seconds
They have the AA,
remaining.
the Rubik.
They
and then
basically
Rocket.
have Flare.
Yeah.
And
So maybe their counter push is a little weak against Prophet, but aside from that, it's just pretty good all around.
yeah, their fighting is still pretty good as well because of the, just like you said, the sheer damage that they do. Just the heroes, like Chilling Touch on Howl, that's gonna hurt bad.
Yes.
Like really bad.
Badly.
10 seconds remaining.
No, it's
It's
bad to the bone.
5 seconds
The way bad or
remaining.
badly.
Really?
Yeah.
Radiant
Yeah.
team
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's okay.
I don't believe that.
Storm.
We'll
Googling
Google
right now.
the grammar. We'll Google the grammar. So last pick, Storm for RoX.KIS. So now they have their mid/initiator. I think that pick is a little bit abusable, but there's so many good mids banned out that actually beat Storm that there's not a lot of options left. I wouldn't even hate to see something like an OD here. Just because it gives you another method for stopping the initiation
10
of RoX.KIS.
seconds remaining.
There's really only one BKB buyer on the side of RoX.KIS.
He's
and
pretty
that's
good
gonna be
against
Storm.
Dazzle as well,
5
OD, because he can just...
Yeah, you can negate the Grave
Yeah.
by just banishing somebody.
I actually like OD also for the ultimate. That's going to come from Puck, which is a hero that
Dire team
they have a lot of familiarity with. Works really well. And suddenly they're like, oh, well. The thing is... Best pick here?
I think Puck is good when Resolution plays it, so I'm down.
All right.
I think Puck beats Storm in lane pretty badly anyway, so I think that it's fine. There's not going to be much roaming, I think, on the side of RoX.KIS now that they see a Puck, so it's going to be a lot of lane emphasis from both teams.
Yep.
And in that regard, I think that Empire probably get a tiny bit more out of it, just because we're assuming, I guess, that it's going to be a farming Centaur.
Which is something that we have not seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Okay.
generally been seeing kind of off-lane centaurs.
Against the Puck here, what did he have to stop him? Like, they're relying completely on the Orchid. From
Yes, when you get to the Orchid.
But that's it.
Kind of iffy if you're RoX.KIS, but the thing is, Puck and Storm function very differently in the sense that Puck is pretty much purely an initiator, and he doesn't have what I would call the greatest of snowballing capability, but Storm is like the opposite.
Yeah.
He can initiate on one hero, but he transitions very, very well into the later stages
You
of
can
the game.
right-click carry, look on him.
Yeah. So I think it's going to depend a lot on how the lanes go down, and I think Empire might get a slight advantage, but RoX.KIS also have great fighting potential, and the thing that I like about the synergy behind the Storm and having the Centaur is that normally you have a Storm initiate, and there's not a whole lot of time for the rest of your team to get in position
Yeah,
to
they're
follow
so
up
far
the Storm.
away.
But now if you have Stampede, you can
30
just be in the fight
seconds to
immediately. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so picking and choosing their fights is going to be something that RoX.KIS are going to excel at, I think, this game.
All right, I'm going to take 15 seconds to talk about something very pointless.
All right, let's do it.
If you look at Mac's inventory, notice what's empty. It's the top right-hand corner slot. If
It could be a branch, baby.
if you're dropping an Observer Ward, first move the Observer Ward to your last slot and then drop it. If you're playing against people that pay attention, which is only like 2 people in the world,
The battle
they would know there's a
begins.
ward being dropped. Unless
whole
you're being
world.
completely next level and don't have a ward, then just like
I
empty
was
your
actually
slot.
watching Aki from Alliance playing Chen the other day, and he walked down towards the rune spot as Dire, and he dropped the wards before he walked down, and then like just walked around and then came back and picked the wards back up. So people do notice.
Okay, it is not pointless then.
That is like next level. That's why I would hate playing support competitively.
Because you have to watch
Because it would be
everything.
like, it's like, oh god, he's just faking it. Oh, is he not faking it? It's like, oh, it's too much, man. Too much.
Only one man.
It's true. One man, one mission. So it's a dual off lane from RoX.KIS and bottom lane against the Lycan, which this should actually do fairly well, honestly. Like double ranged, you have a Lich as well. They're going to be able to control the lane pretty effectively, and it's going to be pretty difficult for, I think, Empire to do much about it.
Rubik's doing the crazy thing.
Yeah, he's doing the crazy pull. He's going to go all the way around, bring the creep.
And I think they do need something like that because you say, like you say, Sadoy and Goldblack's going to slowly win this lane, and there's not much Lycan could do about it.
Well, it's
I
pretty
mean,
even now.
they're trading farm, I suppose.
Really worth it because the Lycan being sacrificed in this position, I don't really know if I like it that much because he's kind of the one who needs to farm the most, and you're putting a lot of emphasis on resolution doing well in his lane, and Mag as well. But Mag is going to have a hard time regardless because he's against a dual lane.
Every time we've seen Empire, have they picked Lycan? I'm pretty sure it's nearly...
I think Silence played it like every game, yeah.
They first pick it.
I should know this, actually, sorry.
You are the stats man.
Pick.
100% win rate.
110% win rate.
Yeah,
You see.
it's good stuff.
So it's not looking great, judging by them stats.
He's a tiny bit behind in overall CS, but he has some denies, so Solo's not doing too poorly. The problem is he's used a ton of mana this CS. You can see he's like totally out of mana right now. He's used a ton of remnants just to make sure that he gets the early farm to get to his bottle.
And he just got it.
Yeah, I think that's how you kind of have to play it, though. You know, like if you're playing against a hero who has better range, better animation, top lane, Mag's taking some damage, but I think he'll be fine.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, this is kind of what we predicted when we saw the hero, especially Puck to end things out. It's going to be a very passive early game because the support, at least from the RoX.KIS side, will not try to roam on resolution.
What does Centaur bring to the late game? Like, as a carry hero, that's usually what I think of a carry hero. You know, your late game carry.
Well, I don't think they necessarily want him to quote-unquote carry as much as they do want a mid-game initiator who can follow up to Storm. Because the Storm goes in solo, right? Like, he pretty much has to go on Puck every single time, or he's going to get coiled and silenced. So you need somebody else who can stop the Rubik from, like, lifting you when you ball in, or just having two methods. You know, you say, okay, we lock both of these down simultaneously, and then we can go for a kill. Because if you get, like, hookshot or something, there's a lot of ways that Empire have to get themselves back into the fight. So just having another hero to go in with the Storm is helpful, because maybe the Storm won't be the first target that gets focused down. And focusing a Centaur is not really the greatest idea, so...
To me, Centaur also brings very similar to what Slaughter brings to the table, like Initiator, like you pointed about. But he also packs a lot more like magical damage early on with Double Edge.
Yeah.
And with return scaling with strength, like he does have some resemblance to late game. In fact, I think a little bit better than Slaughter when amp damage kind of falls off. So, I mean, there are games where Heart Centaur is just, like, it's unkillable. I don't think that will happen this game against a Lycanthrope, but, and an Ancient Apparition Ice Blast, but, you know, he does have some resemblance of late game.
Yeah, I like the initiation and just the damage that he can do. Centaur needs, like, an item or two.
Yeah.
Like, he needs a BKB, Centaur.
I still think Centaur needs Blink.
Yeah, he needs Blink, but the starter would need a Blink and a BKB.
Sure.
You know? And I honestly think that for the early game, Centaur ult is better than Amp. Because having another hero or two other heroes in a better position during the fight can be way bigger of a difference than just having minus 10 armor on one person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, it could be on multiple heroes at once, but we're talking like small-scale fights, so it's hard to say. Actually, not denying the room.
You were complaining about my Dazzle build the other day. What do you think you should do as Dazzle in this game?
I typically think that whenever you have a team that's going to initiate, or if you're playing aggressive, then getting like 2 or 3 points at Poison Touch is fine. I actually don't like maxing heal. like at all. I think that Grave is most of the time better, just because as a Dazzle, sometimes you could be the focus of attention from the enemy, and you want to stay like as far back as you can to force them to initiate on somebody that they know they can't kill and waste spells on them. I don't know. I just think that's the best way to play it.
I maxed the heal in that game, and then the next game I was playing with Waga and Lumi, I think, and I maxed the Grave. Oh, for the push.
Yep, solo.
What's this?
And Courier's gonna die too.
Double
Yeah.
damage. Oh,
Where did we see that before?
The tree.
RoX.KIS just don't love their
That was
Courier.
Alliance. AK got first blood in a Courier.
No, we just had it
The
last
last
game.
game.
Oh,
when
yeah.
the Invoker got smoke ganked mid.
They don't love their Courier, RoX.KIS.
Unfortunate.
Well, that's 2 for 2.
I don't know. I think Max Grave is pretty strong. I guess the argument against it would be that you're not fighting often enough to make Grave worth skilling.
We had Undying, Sand King.
Okay, yeah, so you're fighting.
Dire's middle
Pretty
tower
much.
is under
Because, I
attack.
mean, Undying is fighting here. That's what he does.
And Waga was like, no, don't max Grave. I was like, but Dan, you told me.
I just like it in situations where you know you're going to be going ham.
Yeah.
Because it's not even the cooldown so much as it is the range. Like, the cast range goes up so much. It almost doubles at the max rank comparative to what you have it at level 1. And against teams that have, like, Clockwork Hook and a Lycan who can run at you extremely fast and a Puck who's going to eventually have a blink, I think that having range is, like, supremely important for that ability.
I haven't actually seen the Max Grave build, at least in competitive play, so.
Well, I mean, you still get Poison Touch as well, right? Like, I'm just saying keep heal at 1. That's the way that I would do it.
A lot of people have been maxing or getting 2 levels in Poison Touch, which I still have yet to understand.
Well, I mean, it does a bit more damage, I guess. The slow portion goes up to, what, like 1 second of 66% slow instead of 3 of 33%, so it scales meh, right? I don't know.
I just think with a hero like Dazzle, where basically all of his skills are very good.
You can do multiple things.
Yeah, and I think like when you're a support hero, you have to be very careful in terms of how you skill your points. So I personally would not put the second point Poison Touch.
Yeah, because you're so under leveled that you have.
I mean, assuming that you want to emphasize on either on Grave or hero, right? Because you think Poison Touch is a better max, but in any case.
Beforehand it was like necessary, but now it's like it instantly cancels TP, so level 1. It's pretty
Decent, yeah. It's an ability. Oh, Hood first. 7-minute Hood on Centaur. So he's going to go Hood into Blink, which I think is like normal Centaur build, actually. I don't think going straight Blink is that great, because you double edge yourself, and it doesn't really matter if you have a ton of HP if you give away like most of it.
Yeah, like after every gank, if you go with Blink first, you get the gank off and you get a kill, and that you're happy, and then you have to go well because you just have no HP. So, Hood is a very kind of hefty price. I personally would have gone for like Ring of Health into Blink and then finish the Hood afterwards, but you know. You're double edging a lot of things, and he's been using double edge in lane just on mag like a harass. So it's, I guess it's fine.
You see the solo going into the jungle here. Is that just like I always never know when to do this?
I think it's because he realizes that Resolution is now level 8, and if he gets Coil silenced, there is a possibility that he could die. And the other thing is too, when you're playing against a hero who has just better laning than you, sometimes it can be more effective to go jungle because you know you're not going to be able to farm the wave anyway. Like, he bought full treads. When you buy treads, you want to win your lane harder because your attack animation goes up, your damage goes up, it secures last hits, and I don't really think that he wants to sit in lane and use all his mana just spamming Remnant just to CS, and he'll still get harassed during that time. So I think he just did it as a means to ensure that he gets some farm.
Their idea is to send Puck in the middle now. I do see Vanscore coming to the mid lane. I think dual laning is the correct response here, with Yol just giving Grave protection to solo. But like, if your silence is good enough, you can even get Yol out of it because of that level 1 Grave. You have to get so close to cast. Looks like there's a huge ancient stack, or a huge stack.
Holy
sorry.
shit, that's scary.
Not ancient, excuse me. Huge regular camp stack for Silent Tick in the Radiant jungle. I don't think can you even take this?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, he can. It's just going to take a while.
He has to make sure not to have 3 units beside him, otherwise this Centaur will clap him.
Vlad's, he can actually kill it
Oh,
quite easily.
I think he was trying to
And
bait
he
out
has
this
level
guy.
4 wolves too, so not only do they have the damage, but they have regen as well. And they're going to spot out Solo in the woods, who's just kind of hanging out. They're not going to be able to really get anything out of this, but yeah, it's not great right now for RoX.KIS. They're kind of just moving around the map. they're not really getting a whole heck of a lot. Their mid is kind of struggling, unfortunately. And Resolution, on the other hand, is desperately close to his blink because he took, I believe, the majority of the creeps in that stack.
I think it actually was meant for him and not the Lycan. So, holy crap! Like,
getting that early blink, man.
He just had treads, and that's pretty much it. And it's only 1,800, 1,900 gold.
Well, this lad.
Yeah, I don't know what the Storm is supposed to do in this lane, to be honest. Like, it's so hard to lane against a Puck, especially when he finishes his boots. There was a period of time where I played Puck and I just didn't finish my boots because I just went straight for the blink. You know, I was like 950 gold towards blink is better than...
You still got the bottle and stuff.
Yeah, of course. Like, you get bottle, wand, TPs, and then you go blink. But he has actually foregone wand as well. So he didn't spend the 500 gold on that, but he spent the other on the wand. Or the treads.
Yeah.
So some of it's preference. If you want to win your lane harder, you get the treads for sure. Like, finishing your boots is really good for laning. I don't know. It's just player preference, I guess. He's spotting out Vanscore. He's just like, I'm looking at you so hard right now, but you don't know it.
I mean, there is a possibility if he was low enough, he and a Prophet from TP can dare do something.
Yeah, if they get like a Sprout into heal kind of thing.
He has a max poison touch build, so
yeah,
he actually could hurt quite a bit. Careful, if he takes too much more right click, he's just straight up dead.
He has blink, yeah, it's instant as well, the silence. Sometimes I actually max silence before orb on Puck.
It depends on your matchup. Again, like towards laning, it's better to max orb because the orb has a lower cooldown. You can spam it more, 12 seconds. I think silence is like 16, yeah. So 16 seconds for that, and plus you have to be on top of them to use it, so it's not a good ability to use for harass.
Oh, he's going in
forward. Yeah, he wants to go on Yul. Coil's going to be dropped. Free kill for Resolution. Here comes a ball in from Solo.
Is
he going to drop a remnant?
He's orbed out.
Yeah. Oh wait, I thought he phase shifted. No, he did.
He phase shift and then
okay.
John.
My PC like every once in a while just lags out. I don't know why.
It's a bit jittery.
Yeah. Shane or Bruno's seen it before. It just goes blip blip. Oh, hook shot miss.
Good dodge. Good dodge.
It's actually easier to follow Andy's camera. I don't know, it's just a way. Oh, the camera is really weird. He looks at odd things.
What are you trying to say, bro?
Why are we looking at this waterfall?
What?
The waterfall's interesting, man. The waterfall.
I like the noise.
It needs to be noticed. Hey, man. Hammer guy weapons. He's on it, man. He's on it today. So, Blink now going to be done too on Centaur. Actually, he hasn't bought it yet.
No. Is he not going for it?
Heart. Rush heart.
I would be really shocked.
Against
if he
AA, you rush your heart? Jesus. How not to do it. All right, there
we go. Cool beans. Cool beans. I actually think Blade Mail wouldn't have been terrible either, but that's relying pretty heavily on your Stampede getting you into the fight for sure. And against Cogs, that's kind of risky business.
I think if you have a Puck on your team, Blade Mail will suddenly be a lot better. But when you have no really way to prevent them from chasing, he wants the Ice Cone.
Oh, blink in. Always want to fly. There's the double edge. Oh, Rash. Prophet ulting. What? Those Cogs actually brought him in?
Yeah.
That was definitely interesting. Here comes
Stampede!
He's got the hate strewn, but he's coiled.
10-1,
Casually
10-1,
hitting a range creep. Oh, no, he's dead.
Do you think he should have turned around and set double edge?
Gotten a kill, but Yul, he's in the fight as well, so Dwight teleports into the back. He wants to go for Mag, but he doesn't really do that much right-click damage. Mag is going to TP after dropping the Cogs, and Yul, he's going to manage to grave himself. Here comes the Sprout. Resolution totally out of mana right now. He doesn't have anything to break the Sprout either. Here comes Solo. They're going to try to hunt him down. The salve is used. It's a trap. The treant trap. Or, yeah, they are still treants. They look like little Christmas trees.
Yeah, little Christmas trees, yeah.
At least these tree sets actually look like trees. There's some the Prophet tree sets. You're just like, what is going on?
I have the flower ones, and they look so stupid. I love them, bro.
I like the mushrooms.
Yeah, they're
the mushroom ones are cool.
They kind of run like
Mid lane here, Chain Frost as well as a Stomp. They want Silent dead. The Sprout's going to keep it in place. The Chain Frost 10 bounces, boys. Get out of here.
Those wolves took like no damage from that Chain Frost, by the way. Just hits him for like 20 and then hits Silent for like 200. I don't really think that's good. It's not great. That Blink Dagger's paying dividends though, man.
Yeah, when I want to see a Blink Dagger on here like Centaur or Slider, I always think like the pressure's on.
Yeah. They're going to get a free kill on Storm. So, yeah, Blink and Silence. They didn't even have to use a coil there. Just dead. I guess they hooked him though.
Yeah, they hooked and then blinked in Silent to follow under a tier 1. Did it get the tier 1 deny? No, Storm
he
got the tower.
Yeah.
So, hashtag worth.
Yep, definitely worth. Unfortunately, even if he gets the tower, he's only level 9, and Resolution is almost level 12. So
that reliable goal, though.
I don't know, man. You really don't want to be that underleveled on a Storm.
Look, still better than Ace, right? Ace would be level 5 by now. Remember that one game when he was level 3 10 minutes in or something?
God, I felt so bad for him that game, man. They just threw him to the wolves.
Like, the boss like annihilated him. It wasn't
We'll
even
sing Tales of Your Valor, bud. We're out of here. See you in 20 minutes. Ironically, that game did not end well. Yeah, level 3 Storm at like 10 minutes in.
I think even longer.
So, at this stage, I think the game is still insanely close, right? But I kind of have to give Empire the edge because Silent, even though he's died once, he's pretty much been left to his own devices for the most part. And his jungle camp,
all blocked.
It's blocked, but I think that all he really has to do is just go kill towers. I don't think he really needs to jungle anymore at this stage. And you want to get to tier 1s because you want to open up the opportunity to go for Roche.
This way,
top lane, yeah. Rip.
Storm again.
The way that this game has to go for RoX.KIS is that this Centaur has to do so much work. And I mean, his score has to be like Boba Axe from last week, where you just go over places and kill a whole bunch of people. He's not even close to doing that. Meanwhile, you have a Clockwork and a Puck that's just wrecking havoc. So RoX.KIS also, I mean, we talked about Centaur's late game. I think this game he's going to have a very, very tough time dealing with Ancient Apparition Ice Blast, regardless of how tanky he gets. It's also they're going to have a tough time defending their towers. Here comes the tier 1 push. Yo's dropping low. He should be fine. I say that.
He had Grave, but maybe he wasn't expecting the hook.
No one expects the hook.
Even if he graved himself, the hook would have just killed him afterwards with battery assault and everything else.
Yeah, but if he stays there, right, and say Mag uses cogs,
yeah.
then maybe they can counter-initiate with and maybe get a return kill instead of him just dying.
Sure.
Because they were technically diving past the tier 1 before it died, but it did die. But yeah, I think this is kind of the game plan that Empire should just adopt is kill all the tier 1s. Like, there's no reason why you should leave them alive with a Lycan on your team, and knowing that you have the initiation kind of potential, and I would even say advantage, because Puck is so much easier to initiate or counter-initiate with than a Storm, because if Storm goes on the wrong target, you're just dead. Like, you're going to get lifted, you're going to get your ball stolen, or grip or something like that, and you're going to be real sad. Resolution, though, with the Invis.
Baiting everybody out, but Storm is going to be initiating. They're going to throw a Centaur. What chain prop they use?
Yeah. Well, interesting.
So, a lot of hate for the ice cream.
They might still go on this.
They should. Down, Puck and
Solo.
perfect
Get
position.
lifted. Because he can go for the silence. Oh, he waits too long. I think he was actually well in range beforehand. Nice dodge, though, from Resolution on the stomp. Foil's going to come out, lands on 2, Solo.
Grave.
He wants to go for silent, but he's not doing that much damage. Grave onto the Centaur, keeping him alive for quite a while. Mag goes down at the same time as the Storm.
Grave.
And now, looks like they want to continue chasing. Silent going for Sadoy. Grave is still on cooldown. Yol running into tower range. Shapeshift going to wear off, and
He
looks like
blocked
it's just going to
himself
be overall a 2 for 2, I guess, because one person died always on the fly before the fight happened, and then
Not over yet. Ice Blast coming up top, and it's going to hit on Sadoy, I believe. Oh, he just got out of range. Keep in mind, there is a Blink Puck available. He's not back yet. Have a lot of mana in the pool, and this tier 1's going to go down.
A bit lonely on health, though, isn't it?
I mean, RoX.KIS, quote-unquote, did okay in the fight, but they didn't do well enough to actually push everybody back. Lycan was at full HP, so tower's down.
still a really good trade for Empire. Like, without a doubt, they came ahead there.
Yeah.
Or came out ahead.
It's kind of like what RoX.KIS did in the last game with the Logan.
I mean, that's considering that he did not get the Waning Rift opening on the Storm.
Yeah.
It could have went downhill very quickly.
I hate for that same purpose as the Ember Spirit. It's like just instantly change, like dispels or disjoints even any spell.
I'm actually a bit surprised that he didn't just go for the Waning Rift sooner, because when you see telekinesis, you know he's going to throw him into you.
Yeah.
And like he could have very easily gotten that. It was just a bit of mistiming. So
I mean, Empire
happens.
being Empire, just winning games right now.
they are game winners, aren't they?
Yeah. But the Centaur pick doesn't disappoint, because so far it's
doing a little bit of work, but the thing is, I don't think Centaur is one of those heroes that you can put the entire game on his back. You know what I mean?
No.
And Sadoy has gone for the Shadowblade, so his teamfight potential really isn't that good. I think Shadowblade kind of fell off when people started realizing all you have to do is pick like one or two good initiators, and the hero just becomes useless without him. Oh, initiation on mid, yeah. That gets a really nice blade mail off, but not going to really matter.
They also nerfed Shadowblade.
And he just like panic bought a Helm of Iron Will, so maybe that's going to be a Veil, yeah, I guess. I mean, that's the only item I can think of it
Maybe
being.
he's getting a Helmet of Dominator so he can stack agents for his
Mass
bow.
TP's coming in. Blink Stomp on a Salad. Double Edge's going to be there as well. There's the Stampede Coil. And Sound's coming in from Resolution. Orb actually secures the kill on the Centaur. And the Storm's going to be dropping as well. The casual chain cross from Godblack. And Silence just like, hug me. I need it so bad. In the river,
Oh my god.
It's not his happy place. He uses Grave. Vanscore is chasing him down. He actually stole Centaur's Stomp, by the way. So
Yeah, he's had it for a bit. I think he's really looking for Stampede, but
this is looking really grim right now for RoX.KIS.
Dire's
Yeah, so they
bottom
nerfed
tower
Shadowblade
has
recently as
fallen.
well. They increased the cooldown.
Yep.
Clock will oof.
By a lot, actually.
Yeah, they did, yeah. That was another big nerf too. I still like it on Shadow Fiend, but I think that's the only character I get out of.
Yeah, I can see it on Shadow Fiend just to get yourself in a better position for fights. But the thing with Prophet is, it's like, if you get initiated on with the Shadowblade, you are dead.
Because they know where you are. It's not
Right.
as if...
Yeah, I think this game, the Shadow Blade's more so for like TPing in the back of the fight and just picking off the supports. Like Ancient
But even
Apparition
then, I
is
still think that Book's better.
you summon Book, sprout him, and just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
It's not only, like, I feel like Shadowblade's such a one-dimensional item choice for him, because the Necrobook offers you more damage.
Doesn't a Necro book cost like 5.5k though?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas this is 3K,
Yeah.
But the first rank of Necrobook costs,
2.7.
yeah, it's less than a Shadowblade.
the first
is, and
rank
it
in
gives
Necro
you,
book is just terrible though. Like.
it still gives
Yeah,
you
it's
technically
okay.
more damage.
You can bully supports around.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the goal of the item. And not only that, but, I mean, just having it for the later stages. Let's be honest, 1,250 gold is not a lot to a Prophet.
Yeah.
It's just not. So, even in games like this, where you're technically behind, you're still going to find the money to upgrade it. He's actually just going for the Orchid. So he's going, like, full-fledged team fight. I like the Orchid choice just because, again, no BKB carriers, really.
And they need a way to deal with that puck, because
Yeah.
so
Who has
far
that?
But the puck can buy a Yules. And in that sense, I feel like Orchid is kind of... like the item is that strong a lot of the time, because Yules is a direct counter to
And
the
it's
item.
cheaper.
And it's cheaper. So, I don't know. Hard to say.
Oh, here comes the puck after
That's
Ice
an
Blast
Azor.
solo.
Oh my
Dead.
God.
Nice pick.
This game's just like nothing but picks, but RoX.KIS does not push nearly as good as Team Empire does.
Good thing I got Resolution on my team. I'm kicking Vi's ass right now. Hook shot.
Go on, bud.
Gonna hit the creeps.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Envy on my team.
I've got Mag.
Oh, bottom lane. Sadoy suddenly realizing maybe my Shadow Blade wasn't the greatest choice. The mana burn.
I mean, the Necrofolk would have done anything for him regardless there.
But I'm invisible.
No way, man. He could have body blocked with a Necrobook. Oh, Hex on Godblock. Goodbye, sir. Oh, wow. What a stomp. And here we go. Resolution forced to phase shift. Silent just bathing in that Chain Frost along with Vanscore. He's going to get hit by another bounce. Oh, boy. That's not looking so great. But Silent still manages to get a double kill. Pick out Godblock. Now Solo. He's in the fight as well. He's going to just ball back and forth, I guess, and get silenced. A four-man stomp from Centaur. He gets a double edge off as well. Can they actually kill anyone? Looks like Always Wanna Fly is going to eventually go down, but Solo, he gets a double in the meantime as well. Mag manages to help get Yol. Solo just going completely mad. He gets the triple, but every single person on RoX.KIS ends up going down for it.
Oh my god, that grave, and he just all of a sudden just grew balls of fucking steel and just like zoomed in.
That was so bizarre. Like, what a turn of events. I mean, Empire still got the better of it, but it wasn't by much.
I mean, that's not
That's
too
stomp,
bad.
though.
Yeah, that's not too bad for the Stormster, who's had nothing. Suddenly now 2 Oblivion Staffs. Once you get the Orchid, suddenly the magic starts to happen for him. So that's actually started looking up.
Or the anti-magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, by the way,
What's
when
an
he got the
armlet's a
help,
mag?
yeah, Armlet Clock, it's no jokes. Armlet is actually one
So he's
of...
going treads, yeah. Blaine, yeah. That's
Dead.
possibly a dead Sidori. We'll see. Coil's
Shadowblade,
there.
though,
Nice.
on CD.
Phase shifted. His blink's going to be up. Should be fine.
Oh,
Stomp time was close though. Solo.
oh.
He's balling
The
out of
Batman's
control.
here. The
He
Batman's
wants
here.
it. He wants it so bad. He's going to have orb in 1 second. Can he go to it? No, he can't.
the pool. Worth.
Pity, Puck. You lighten the air.
Not the
Yeah, that
most,
was a gem, by the way.
Dire's
And the
bottom
streak.
tower is under attack.
Worth for the storm, I mean. I didn't know.
Of course it was worth it for the storm. You got a kill.
That storm has died 7 times. Holy cow.
No prob. He's got Orchid.
No, yo, I think it is a problem. You don't want to die 7 times in a storm, man.
He okay, it's actually really okay, not as bad to go 0-7 and then get 6 kills. Which is kind of what happened, right?
Dead Centaur.
Yeah.
Should be
That
at
baby,
least.
the baby.
That hood though. That hood though.
Oh,
The rocket's secure.
Jack.
Get me them points, Mag.
What a player. Same finish with Treads. If you're going to go Armlet, you pretty much need to make Treads.
Why did he get Armlet?
It's one of the most cost-effective items for Strength Hero, damage-wise.
Well, damage and survivability, honestly. Like, even though they nerfed the toggle, it's still really nice to have, like, the armor, the HP regen, attack speed. And when you put somebody inside of the cogs, unless you're going, like, Book or something, Armlet actually does a reasonable amount of damage. I think it's, like, what, total 51 damage or something? Like,
Holy shit.
65.
Yeah.
60, I think, or something
No,
ridiculous.
it's 56. 56. It's
No.
31 damage and 25 strength, yeah.
And it also gives you, like, plus 4 damage. I don't know.
It's attack speed. So it's like 25 attack speed and 56 damage. Total. Like, just pure DPS stats. Oh, blink forward,
It also gives you
resolution.
plus 9 damage.
Yeah, plus 9.
Fine scalp. Oh, yeah, you're right. It is 65. Yeah.
Get on my level, Drasco.
Whatever, man. I suck at that. Resolution.
Oh, chain?
He's going to get a chain cross. The stomp comes in. They're going to be able to pick off Resolution again. Solo, he's going to get bounced by the cogs. He gets lifted up in the air as well by Vanscore. He's going for a
He's out
spell
of there.
steal. Doesn't actually get anything, though. What is he going to steal? Looks like it's going to be Shadow Wave. Not the best spell, but he'll take it.
So I didn't actually realize this before, but if you actually lift someone into cogs, it doesn't actually drain their mana.
No, he already got bounced.
Yeah, he
That
already
one,
got hit.
one
Yeah,
bounce thing.
when you bounce off of a cog, the cog actually like disarms and
Yeah,
doesn't
you
bounce
don't bounce
you.
a second time.
Yeah,
That would be effed up.
that would be ridiculous.
It's like you have a black hole going, you put a
Oh.
cog in the middle.
Silent. He's not done. That poor Dazzle. No mana. Just gets eaten
health.
alive by the wolf.
It's okay though. That storm's coming back. He wants some more.
Would it be
You see
appropriate
Vanscore?
to say that?
So RoX.KIS have gotten 1 tower.
Dude, no, they're gonna
Yeah,
get Van
it's not
score. Where's the storm? There you go. Oh my god, that
Everyone,
is so
that's not a
much
good idea.
Oh man, though, the
Okay,
centaur could not
instant dies.
follow. He gets frozen, and now he's gonna get right click. Bam.
Right in the dome. Right in the face.
So
Vanscore's going to
mad.
go down, but well worth it. And
GG,
then-
well played.
And that storm was just like, I'm gonna get. Oh.
That's exactly something I do.
No, if the centaur came after the ball, they
Yeah.
won that team fight. Clean.
Yeah, because there was like 4 people standing.
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
No, I agree. But it's, like I said, it's putting a lot on the centaur to just say, oh yeah, just get like 4-man
He
stomps
got
every
4
fight,
messed
man.
up earlier.
Yeah,
That
but
was
I'm not
awesome.
saying he played bad. I'm just saying that if your team requires you to get 4-man stumps to win, you got issues, man.